We're going to give it just a few more seconds before we start. Can everyone hear me, by the way? Awesome. Okay. It's 3 o'clock by my watch, so we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to share my screen with everyone so you can see what I'm doing. All right. Hi, everyone. You all can't say anything because I've got you on mute right now. But the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to take yourself off mute. So, if you look at the bottom of your screen, let me pull up my Zoom controls here. Actually, I'm going to stop share. Oh, come on. Hold on here. There we go. Okay. All right. So, to mute and unmute yourself, you have a mute button. It's going to be on the bottom of your screen, but if you look where my mouse is, you click that. Now you can't hear me. And now you can. Pretty easy. The biggest thing I would like to mention to you, if you have multiple audio sources, like I have both external microphone and webcam hooked up, as well as the internal things on my laptop, if you click the down arrow by the microphone button, you can choose which one you want to use. So if you want to use external speakers, you can select those here, or if you want to use a separate webcam, you can also select that and switch back and forth. And same thing with video, stop video, start video, and then you can select whichever webcam. The other cool thing I will show you, if you're at home and you don't want people to see what's behind you for whatever reason, if you click choose virtual background, it gives you can download various backgrounds that will actually just fall right in behind you, like I'll click that, now I'm in space. And it helps so no one sees what's behind you if you have kids or a dog, or you just want people to see where you are. So you can select that. I'll leave that on because that's kind of fun. You can see my little webcam there. And let's see, what else do we have? So, I will talk, you have everyone within their account has a personal meeting ID. If you log into appstate.zoom.us and sign in, this will be your personal Zoom page. Anytime you want to, you can use that link right there to start your own personal Zoom session. If you want to do a one-on-one, like if you need to ask somebody a question, you can start an instant video session right there. And you can send that to whoever you want to talk to. They can click on that link and go right to your Zoom session one-on-one. So that's a pretty useful feature. Click back here. You also have a chat button, which, let me stop my share. If you look at the bottom of your screen where all the controls are, that chat button, you can turn the chat as a type style chat on and off. You can also record your Zoom session if you'd like with the record button. And you can record either to your hard drive, which is what I recommend, or you can record to the cloud. And go back. And this web interface I'm showing you now, that is where you would get your recordings if you recorded to the cloud. You have a little recordings tab over here on the left, and it will show you any cloud recordings and local recordings, assuming you did it on the same computer that you're logged into. Your local recordings would show up there as well. The other thing I'd like to show you on the web interface is this meetings tab. This is where you can schedule a new meeting. And basically you can fill out all the information as you desire. The one thing I would recommend doing though is when you schedule a meeting, if you click down here, scroll all the way down to the meeting options, if you click that button, that mutes all participants upon entry. So when they join the room, their mic is automatically muted, which is a very useful thing because a lot of times people have background noise, there's feedback. So you can mute everybody from the get-go, and then as you go, you can unmute them one by one. And when you find a mic, someone that's having a problem with their mic, you know exactly who it is. You don't have to be like, oh, who is that? And you can hopefully fix the issue or have them turn down their mic or adjust whatever they need to adjust so it's not quite so annoying. That's pretty much, yeah.
The meeting room, what is our waiting room? What is the waiting room?
The waiting room? Where's that? Oh, right here. That basically, it allows, it's sort of, well, for lack of a way to put it, it is the waiting room. Basically, if people join, anytime you set up a meeting, you become what's called the host. So you can have either enable join before host, like this up here, which means everybody can get in the room and talk amongst themselves before you join if you're running late. Or you can have what's called a waiting room where it's like another separate room that they can hang out in, and then you can join and get everything set up, and then you can let them in basically once you're set up. I never use the waiting room. I think it's kind of a wasted feature. It might be good for some enterprise stuff, but generally speaking, I find it better just to let everybody join the room. But it is there if you want to use it. If you want to turn only authenticated users can join on, you can. Then they would have to have an App State ID, username, and password to sign in and join the room. But if you're going to be talking to students, there's a very good chance they could be logged into a personal account. Because if they click the link, that is, like if you send out an email, if you click the link, they don't have to actually sign in. It just opens up Zoom and they're in the room. So it might be better to leave that unchecked. The rest of the features I wouldn't really worry about. They're not going to be very useful. A lot of this stuff is made for more enterprise stuff and less for the educational users. I would point out on the video the share feature. Like right now I'm sharing my screen with y'all. You have all kinds of different options. You have a whiteboard, which is pretty useful. You can share specific windows. If you have like lots of tabs open in Chrome or whatever browser you're using, you can share specific tabs, specific windows, or like what I'm doing now is your whole screen. So that's kind of a nice feature. I would recommend playing around with that stuff. Like I said, normally I just do a share. The other thing I would like to mention is when you do share, you can opt to share computer sound. So if there's an audio file, like you want to play a video clip that has audio, be sure to check that, otherwise they won't get any sound coming from the computer. So, and on the support side, I should mention, we have just discussed this in IT. It looks like from now on, with everyone working remotely, we will be using Zoom to remote into people's machines, because the remote software we only have like 10 licenses for, and that will quickly go away. So it's been recommended that we use Zoom, and the same way you do that is on your end, you share your screen, and then it will give you the option once you click screen to share control. It'll have a little remote control button. Let's see. Yeah, see right here on the upper part here, this remote control. You can click that and grant whoever you want control over your computer. So that's probably how Chris, Brian, and I will be actually helping you out remotely from now on. So that's an important feature I should mention. Really, it's honestly, there's not much to it. If you have a specific question, feel free to ask. I've pretty much shown you everything you need to know about Zoom. Obviously, you have already figured out how to download it and open it up, so I would say you're probably in good shape. But if you do have a specific question or a specific scenario that you're getting ready to use it in, you have questions, feel free. Just unmute yourself and ask away. I'm here. Anything? Anybody?
Well, how do you, like, I see other people's got it where they, they got their audio turned off, they muted themselves, I guess. How do I do that? I'm not seeing that on
you can mute.
how to do that or take the video off of me either.
If you look at the bottom of your screen right now, Jason, if you move your mouse down there, it'll go away after a few seconds, but if you move your mouse, the menu will pop up at the bottom, and you'll have a mute button and a stop video button. Like right now, I can click stop video, and my video turns off. Or mute, and now you can't hear me at all. See, now like my audio's done.
All right, now how do I take my picture off?
Like, what do you mean your picture?
Yeah, just where you can see me right now.
Just hit the stop video button.
Stop video?
Yep.
Okay.
If you want to try it right now. Yep.
Okay.
See, there you go.
All right. Good deal. All right. Yeah, I was trying to do it today, and I don't want everybody just staring at me.
Alex just asked a question about, can students unmute themselves if you choose to mute everyone at the beginning? You can, but that is actually a feature that can be set in that web interface. Let me share my screen again. I do believe there's a setting for that allows, I thought there was, hold on, I might be wrong. On the old version there was a way to mute everybody and they couldn't control it. Let's see here. No, it doesn't look like you can control that. Unfortunately, Alex, I'm sorry, I lied. So they can unmute themselves, but generally they won't. Yeah, there is no, unfortunately. Yeah, the closed captioning, you have to have somebody transcribe. You can add closed captions, but it requires someone physically there typing. So for ADA compliance, it would require a third-party software. You would have to record it and run it through after the fact. That's the only way to do it, unfortunately. So, any other questions? You can unmute yourself, by the way, and ask directly if you want. Kelly just asked if I had suggestions for third party. I'm assuming that's talking about the closed captioning software. Not really. I've yet to find one that really works, honestly. 9 times out of 10, there are a couple free ones online, but you still have to go through and edit and fix typos and check it. So usually it's easier, honestly, for me, if it's not too long of a session, just to do it myself.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, what's up, Emma?
I just had a question regarding audio transcripts. I did see that feature with Zoom, and I've used it. And it basically just has a running audio transcript on the right-hand side, kind of where a chat is.
Yes.
Would that be, I mean, obviously I know it's comparable to the closed captioning, but would it be okay to just have that instead? And then, I mean, you don't want too much repetition.
Right.
But
You could, I mean, and that would certainly be an option. That would give you, maybe just retype it. But as far as actual ADA compliance goes, I don't know if that would qualify. Okay. I mean, it would work in a pinch if you did have a student who needed, closed caption of some sort. That would probably be, a decent option if you had nothing else to offer. But I don't know that it actually meets the requirements for
okay.
closed captioning.
I was just wondering.
Yeah, no, but it is a good feature. And I've never used it, but because I usually just record and then listen and replay. But it is a nice feature if you want to use it.
Okay, thanks.
Anything else?
Margaret, I have two questions.
Sure.
Emma just talked about the transcript of what you're saying.
Yeah.
How do you actually start that? Do you have to be recording?
I do believe so. I've honestly.
It's not in yes.
Okay. Yeah. I think you have to hit record and then it will actually allow you to run the transcription. I've never used it, honestly, Margaret. So David might know more than me on that.
Okay. Emma, can you comment on that?
Yeah, Mark.
Emma, you muted yourself.
I did, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good. Go for it.
Okay, good. Thank you, Carl. I believe that, Margaret, if you go to the personal meeting room tab, you can scroll down. Let me see here. It's under settings, actually on the left. It's not under personal meeting room. It's under settings. And then you go to recording, which is the second tab. And if you scroll down about halfway down the page, there's audio transcript. It's a checkbox that you can check. And so then when you're within the video itself, after you start the meeting or the video, you have to click record on that bottom, bar. Does that help?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much. And I have another question.
Okay.
On somebody else's email, I saw a COVID 19 message, and I decided I would copy it.
Okay.
But one of the things that it's saying is, if you would like to Zoom with me, use this number,
Right.
which I did. I thought I was so high tech, but now I've missed 2 meetings because 2 people wanted to contact me and I wasn't sitting at my computer to pick them up.
Correct.
So my question is this: is there a way to use that notification without? Is there a way to use that notification and know when the meetings are coming in, or when somebody wants to talk to you, or would it be better to say, email me to set up a Zoom meeting?
Well, you can. Here, let me go back to share my screen. If I'm not mistaken, hold on one sec. Let me look here. You can. There is a way, and I'm trying to remember how to do it right now. If you schedule a meeting, you can actually add it to Google Calendar, iCal, etc. So, and I am trying to remember how to do that right now. I never do this, so let me see here. Let me actually try it this way. Hold on. Let me stop my share real quick.
Carl, I've done that, although
Yeah.
other people might want to. What I was asking is, if you give out your personal meeting room ID,
Right.
which basically is my phone number,
Right.
and somebody clicks on it because they want to talk to me, I know I get an email notification,
Right.
but I have to be,
Somewhere where you can get email.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's the only way it works.
Correct. There's,
Okay.
As far as I know, there's no way for you to. I mean, other than with an additional email saying please contact me between the hours of this and this, whatever time.
Okay.
I don't think there's a way to set it where you're it's just going to be live if you're available or not. I think you just have to be there around, unfortunately. That I know of.
Thank you.
No problem.
So I had seen the email that you sent out, Margaret, and I just put by appointment with my meeting ID. But I was the one that asked about you were talking about the waiting room, and you may have answered this question, Carl, but I was hoping that if I was going to be on, and I gave maybe a window of time, I wanted to, in my personal meeting room, I wanted to activate waiting room. So I don't know if I'm putting on lipstick. I don't want the person to just pop up.
Right.
So, but you're sure that it only works for scheduled meeting, or you're
99.9% sure. The best way to handle that, I would recommend, is just click your video off, kill your video, kill your audio. And there's actually a way you can, you can play music. So you can have actually waiting room music playing, if you wanted to.
Okay.
So,
I think what Margaret and I are getting at, we are anticipating perhaps kind of like a virtual reference desk or something where we could, but we need a little more direction for the patrons.
Right.
Okay.
That's a tough one, because pretty much, once you're without the waiting room feature, once you're live, you're live. Now, what you could do is, if it is a scheduled meeting, don't use your personal meeting number. Just go through there and actually schedule a meeting, even if it's from 10 minutes from now. Use the web interface, schedule a meeting. That will send them an invite. Then that would allow you to enable that waiting room feature, because you don't have to use your personal number, meeting number.
Now I'm really confused, because in one of the CAE sessions, they're encouraging faculty to set up office hours that way.
Correct.
And so I guess what you would do is, if you set up an office hour, you're saying, okay, I'm available between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m.
Right.
And you can come into this room at that time.
Correct.
But otherwise, they're just going to click on that number.
Right. And it will open up a room. It will be your room, but if you're not running the software on your end, they're going to be there by themselves.
Okay.
So,
got it.
yeah, having office hours, in that situation, having office hours stated, that way you're in front of your computer with your webcam on, that's crucial. That's the only way that's going to work.
So Carl, just because I'm obsessing over the personal meeting room, is that a feature that we don't have turned on with our subscription? Because of course I'm Googling and it says you can create a waiting room for your personal meeting space.
It's never worked for me unless they added it. I would recommend, I could be wrong now. I'm not going to deny that. What I would recommend is trying it and seeing.
Okay.
Maybe.
Hey, Margaret, when Carl finishes, send me I'm going to go to your meeting room and put me in waiting.
Okay, no problem. I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to get this figured out.
Yeah,
Sure.
thanks a lot.
I think you can, as far as I know, when we first got the software, we were not allowed, it wasn't enabled. It might be something they've added. And if that's the case, let me know so I can tell the next people I talk to.
I was just wondering, since they're actually directing people to do this, if maybe they paid a little more money to make it available.
We've done that with a lot of software, honestly, lately, so it's possible.
Thank you.
No problem. Awesome. Well, if no one else has any questions, that's it. We're good. Thanks, everyone.
It was fun.
Awesome.